I appear to be on air.
Genei Ibunroku #FE
Okay, this should, in fact, be working just fine. And leave that page, leave that page. Okay, so I am in the chat. I will be... I'll be glancing over every now and then. And I will just start playing. This is Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE, known in Japan, which is the version I'm playing, as Genei Ibunroku #FE, which is like Illusory Revelations, which is just a play on the original name for Persona. And so, this is on Wii U. This is a Nintendo-published, Atlas-developed JRPG combining original characters, like the character I'm controlling right now, Itsuki. He's the main protagonist, and the other cast of characters that you can see in this pause screen, with new designs for Mirages, which are Fire Emblem characters. So, for instance, this is Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening. Sorry, I'm just trying to read this in Japanese and speak in English. And then, yeah, hiding back here, we should have like Tharja. And so, these are recognizable Fire Emblem characters. Here we have Kain. This is Tiki in her Mirage Sessions form. And so, if you've played a Persona game or Shin Megami Tensei game, think of the Mirages, these Mirages, your friendly Mirages, as your Persona or your friendly demon. They are there to aid you in battle. They will take the form of your equipment, actually. So, for instance, Chrom will become my sword in combat, and I upgrade the sword, I want to say in a similar-ish path to the Fire Emblem games. So a lot of like the weapon handling and that kind of battle structure is more aligned with Fire Emblem, while a lot of the direct moment-to-moment gameplay is more in the Megami Tensei line of things. Now here's the unfortunate part, I can't show you the gamepad. I am receiving text messages. If you see up in the upper left-hand corner, the number is decreasing. I've just read them all. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a bonus dungeon that's available through downloadable content. It's completely separate from the story. You're not going to have to worry about seeing any story spoilers, any story bosses, but it's going to let me show you some of the gameplay and get to play some of the gameplay. So, this is sort of the dungeon overworld, and you see an enemy, you attack it from behind, it's stunned, you can run up into it, and now the battle begins. And I got an email. Oh, that's right. You don't get these animations every time.
カルネージフォームどんどん盛り上がっていくわよ
I put Kiryu-san in the
似合ってるわよ
cat
それ
outfit because I thought it looked really cute on her. And it wasn't scandalous like some of the other outfits in this game. So, this special dungeon, the way it works is that the rewards you get are items that can be used to level up your characters very quickly, get them to the rest of your team's level. In this case, because I just got a new character who's fairly under-leveled. If you look at my levels on the right, I'm both 68, 61, 62. So, right now, the enemies I'm going to fight, level 6. These are very beginning game enemies, but every time you win, you get some reward, and then all of the enemies in the dungeon kick it up a notch, and then up a notch, and then up a notch, until you get to enemies that are level 68 and are kicking my ass. And I thought that that would be a fun way to show you the combat system when I have to strategize, but also show you the aspect like that, and get some bonus for my playthrough in the end. So, oh, awesome. Yes, please. I'll explain this at a later point in the stream. This is a lot to take in right now. So yeah, that notification just said like, hey, all the enemies just got stronger. So okay, this one, enemy's gonna be stronger. Still not strong. So I can just quickly say die. Die. Just quickly auto battle. It's a lifesaver in this when you're not getting anything out of these level 10 enemies. No one's asked any questions yet. Feel free to. I'm watching the YouTube chat. I will answer any questions about the game, my thoughts on it, just the game in general, gameplay, the series is more like in what aspects. This is the Japanese version, but it's coming out in English. The English version is going to have all the Japanese voice acting. It's just going to have English text. And right now, the only reason I'm killing these enemies so fast is because I'm so overleveled relative to where they are. And I do have this is a really small dungeon. It's just a mini dungeon, but I do have a map on my gamepad. It is worth noting. The game does not support off-TV play because the gamepad, especially with receiving text messages, is an integral part to the flow of this game. You can play on a Pro Controller though, but you have to have the gamepads nearby. It's like Xenoblade Chronicles X. It relied a little bit more on the gamepad, and you couldn't do off-TV. So right now I'll quickly just show you as part of the combat system. So this is Tsubasa, and Tsubasa Zubomi. Tsubasa. And Tsubasa has a spear-type weapon, and she's sort of your white mage. You get her very early on. She's your second party member. And so, right now, if you look, I hover over the spear, and then the one enemy has the exclamation point over it. It's because that enemy is going to be weak. If you can read the kanji, under the spear it says weak, under the sword it says like resist, weak to electricity. So I do this, and I launch this. The session route on the left. This is the sessions part of the Tokyo Mirage Sessions name. This is the most important part of the combat system. It's critical that you get this very early on. The game does a good job of teaching it to you. So with this specific session, because the party members I have specific session skills at any given point, they will follow up. So for instance, Itsuki, the male who has the green number 1 left next to him on the left-hand side, he has a session skill that says if someone uses a physical, like a bow or a spear type weapon that is strong, he'll follow it up with a sword attack. And then Eleonora, who's not even in my party right now, will follow that up with an electricity attack. So you can use this to create strings of combos that involve party members not even in your core party, and it only takes up the one turn. The turn listings are on the top. This will only take up Tsubasa's turn. So I'll just do this real quick. You can see it. Launch with the sphere. And then Suki's going to come in. And then Eleonora's going to come in. All in one turn. All dead. That is... Getting that on tougher enemies is critical to the flow of the game, because the game is designed, you cannot beat this game. You cannot get far in this game if you do not utilize the session attacks, which really do feel badass to pull off, frankly. So, if you know the SMT games, this is Mazionga, and so this is just medium electricity at all, or Mazio, excuse me, light electricity at all. Launch another quick session attack. Same style. So, skills. So I just got a new session skill, which will unlock more powerful sessions in the future. Because of session attacks, you need to keep every party member reasonably leveled. You do not need to, but it will aid you very greatly if you do this. This is a leveling dungeon that I'm in right now. It's not hard to keep them leveled, and even though it's less, think Pokemon X and Y EXP share, all your party members will get EXP from every battle. That said, if you can keep your party members like closer to a 41 next to a 60 as opposed to a 15 next to a 60, your sessions are going to be a lot more fluid. Was the DS2 Pro Tag costume paid DLC? Paid DLC. There's an Atlas pack. I can quickly show the costumes. It has Hibiki, the protagonist from Devil Survivor 2. It has Rei from Persona Q. And it has the princess from Etrian Odyssey 2, I think. And those are all specific to characters. So, if I do this, I just got a new session. And so that's just going to add... There's a passive, but that's going to make her more useful in terms of sessions. So I'm going to go to coordinate. It's like your equipment screen. Yeah, I can quickly go in. I have Hibiki's outfit here, but I can change it to more casual wear. I can put her in like Rei. Here's, yeah, there's swimsuit DLC as well. It comes with cutscenes. If you really want that, male and female, 2 different bundles. The female one is like $2 more than the male one, because of course it is. But here I'll quickly change this as well. Yeah, this is like yeah, Princess no, yeah. So, yeah, this is the Etrian Odyssey 2, I believe, Princess. Cross Nurse. I'll start switching characters, outfits, so you can see the little cutscenes. Don't want to show these two mostly; those are late game, or mid game rather. So when you switch an outfit, they parade it around as a debut. So here's Kiria-san's. Her Mirage is Tharja, who looks a bit different because I've used a seal on her, like a master seal. Because this game totally does have Fire Emblem class respecking. It's introduced a bit into the game, but as soon as I realized this, I was like, okay, yes, more Fire Emblem is coming out later in the game. Very early on, it's very heavily SMT. So, yeah, I don't have anything these guys are weak to, but yeah, they're level 26. They're gonna die. Just wind against both. No hassle. So, if you missed the beginning, the gist of this dungeon is that every battle I fight, the next enemy is going to be harder, like one tier up. And so I'm just trying to use this to get to non-spoiler battles where I can show difficult fights that require all the strategies. So there's Crumb, Full Fire Armor Awakening. Cinematic frame rate drops there. If that didn't show up on stream, because the stream is running at 30, not 60, yeah, there's some frame rate there. It never impacts anything other than some animations. So this is going to be sword attack on all. So yeah, you can see here, if I use the sword attack all, because the main target is this Knight type enemy that's weak against, it's going to launch into the session of sword, then force, wind, whatever you want to call it, and the official translation is force, and then ice. But even though it attacks all of them, if the main target is back here, it's still going to be weak against these two, but the session won't start. So you have to pay a lot more attention. So, quick sword attack on everyone. Didn't quite kill him, but now that we got the session, it's time for murder. Just gonna quickly bump that tweet with the link, because this was a very short notice stream. Bump. Okay, we're back. Please still feel free to ask any questions. Helps me feel like I'm talking to someone, as opposed to just rambling to myself, which I do all the time, but it's a bit weird to be rambling to myself in a language that I'm not reading. And right now, the only language I'm reading is Japanese. So, kill them. Boom. Oh, there's... Oh. They were appearing all around me and I didn't know where they were. Oh well. These enemies are still only level 35 relative to my lead character's 68, so I don't need the advantage. Not yet, anyway. Here's one. Okay. This is a good session right here. Oh, here we go. Oh, shut up. So what that was is once you've gotten to story points where like new characters are like new characters there do songs, or you've completed a side quest, they can, and there's a chance that certain attacks such as Kiria's Bufu attacks, ice attacks, will change into a more dramatic version of that attack based on that song. In that case, it attacked all enemies. That one wasn't. Okay. And now for the other skills. There's your command skills. These are the ones that I've been selecting from the menu. Your session skills that I already talked about. And then you got your passive skills, which are, think about them in terms of skill, fire emblem skills. So you have your SMT skills, your session skills, your fire emblem skills, and then here's like the songs that she can sort of sing, and then here's a bunch of skills that she got through the Bloom Garden, which are called Radiant skills, which are a bit more confusing. I'm not going to get too into depth on that in this stream. Give me a second. What does that do? Oh yes, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Just menu stuff. Okay. I am still looking at chat, even though someone just said this is so anime. I am. Feel free to ask me any questions. I am here to play the game and answer any questions on this game that's coming out in I want to say? Oh look, we didn't kill them all in one shot, and we're starting to get a bit harder. Yeah, level 43, 42. Okay. Let's do some powerful sessions. Dead, dead. Boom. So still before they gotta turn in, but you can see it's starting to ramp up in difficulty in terms of enemies. Oh. The viewer count is fluctuating. I feel like they come in, see how anime this game is. They leave. When more people come in and they regret saying they would watch this video in the home. Oh, absolutely. The statement in the chat was, wow, I get why they chose to keep DJPN dub. It would have been a ton of work to get English VAs to sing. Yeah, because not only would you be dubbing this incredibly already like Japanese game, but like you said, just on top of it, you have to have every single voice actor sings solos, duets, sings in battle. This is a game leveraged on the Japanese music industry, and so every single voice actor would need to also be able to like harmonize, and they would have to rewrite all the songs. So no, it makes total sense that they are keeping the Japanese audio on this. Would have been nice for me personally, just because it gives me a slightly better reason to replay it in a few months. But I don't care. It's a really, really good game. It's not being shown here, but some of the dungeon design, I was talking about this earlier on Twitter. Some of the level design in this game is top notch. Like, some of the best dungeons I've ever seen in an RPG. Not like a Zelda dungeon, where you're solving all I would say more like a Dark Souls dungeon style. Not in terms of like difficulty, what you do in it, but just like the way it's sort of laid out, as opposed to like a Zelda dungeon, or like a Final Fantasy dungeon. Final Fantasy dungeons and Pokemon dungeons are similar, but this is like Dark Souls. I'm just rambling, I'm sorry. Oh, that's a... So, if I do this... this is going to have no effect on this enemy. But, it's not the end of the world, so I'll just do this, because I don't have a... force attack that only attacks one. So yeah, that got blocked, but... it's still better than not starting a session. Zanma. Okay. Oh, there we go. First enemy attack against me. But you're weak against swords.
私から行くね。エリちゃん、もう一撃。いい感じ。もうひと頑張りだよ。それじゃあ始めるよ。
俺から行く。
Thank you, game. That was the one I wanted to get on video. That was the one. That was the one. That is a soda commercial that she shot earlier in the game, being used as an attack to flood the stage. She shot the entire ocean at those enemies. I'm so happy that's her video now. It's exactly the one I wanted to get. Yes. Okay. I might just edit that up and put that in as a separate one later. Oh, here we go. Shit.
それいけそうね。バッチリ合わせるからね。
そい。
私から行くね。グー。やったわ。シーだ。私に力を貸して。
In battle song sequences are alternatives to the attack that are a bit stronger, that you get as you progress through the story, and the characters in their arcs progress, and they like perform songs in public. They give concerts. They hit top of the billboards. That starts seeping into the battle system.
それは無理だね。
飛んでっちゃえ。ライブスタート。
Let's see. Yes, sessions can include everyone. The question was, can sessions exceed 3 attacks? Absolutely. We've already seen sessions that exceed 4 attacks. There is one session that is very difficult to pull off. I don't have it yet on this save file, but it's basically the one that you have to use to beat the final boss, not for story reasons, but just because the final boss is difficult. And it involves every single person just wailing on it every single round. Because by the end of the game, everyone has befriended everyone, all the sessions link together, and you just get, for instance, 3 party members, that's 3 turns to attack, but each attack has like 8 strikes in it that just do increasingly just wail on it. Okay, good. See, that was a session attack linking off of a session attack right there. That only happened because I killed the first enemy, so the session followed up to the next one, which treated it as a new attack, and then that linked into the next session, I believe. Okay. Yeah, okay. Xianga, just like moderate electricity. Oh, here we go. It's my favorite because he can't sing. So they're obviously going to translate the text, but do you think they'll add subtitles to all the battle dialogue? Digimon's story, Cyber Sleuth doesn't, and it's something I wish they would have done. It's a good question. So, I believe, from what I understand, yes, they will. I don't know how that's going to fit into the UI, because the UI is fairly busy, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be... I feel like they'd have to include, like, optional, like, battle subtitles. I've seen games do that before. I've seen Atlas games do that before. This is technically an Atlas game. It's being brought to market by Nintendo. So it's made by like the Devil Survivor 2 and Radiant Historia teams. And so, I mean, I look at this and I think, absolutely, especially because a lot of the battle dialogue is them making like battle suggestions and like, hey, we can do a session attack here, that kind of stuff. And then the music embedded into the battles. I feel like they have to. Okay. Yeah, we don't need plus money. Okay, that's the sound attack that I've been waiting for. And we got a passive skill. Rad. Okay, so... you can see it says Master next to most of these. It does not next to Eleonora. And I just got him and I already forget his name. I'm the worst. There he is. Yes. What? There we go. I was gonna say I can get it so you can see, and it has a signature. Yeah. Like, he's not mastered. Because I just got him. But what happens when you master it? He was a bad person to choose. There we go. You master a weapon by getting it, and then think like Shin Megami Tensei when you have like Shin Megami Tensei 4. If you have a demon with you, and it learns all of its skills, it'll teach you those skills. And so, for instance, for this blade gave me one of the sword attacks I have equipped. And so it taught it to me, but then I've mastered that sword, and I've learned everything that sword has to teach me, and so I move up to the next sword, and then the next sword. And you get these swords, and you learn all their abilities, and then you upgrade your sword, which gives you more abilities. And the what it means by master is just that you've learned everything you can from that weapon, and you're good to go. Upgrade to the next one if you have it available. You don't have to, as you can see. I chose not to master this one because I looked ahead and I saw, okay, I don't need what is that, Dragon Kill? The sword attack that has 8 EP that's grayed out. I didn't need Dragon Kill. So, like, I knew what it was. I was just like, not worth it. I can just boom, upgrade to the next sword, and the next sword. So, and then each one you get them separately. I would show you, but that would involve leaving the dungeon and resetting the difficulty clock. So, I would show you perhaps when this is done. A bit of the Bloom Palace, which is where the Fire Emblem in this game really shines. Okay. Yeah, one of them is going to reflect and one of them is going to block. That seems like a bad idea. Okay, so what about you? Oh, it's critical, but it's not strong, so no session. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this is an example of why, like, you don't necessarily want Mazan here, because Mazan, if you know the SMT games, a mod for the skill, it's going to attack everyone. And you can look at the skill, the session route, and next to Eleanor, who has the 3 next to her, it's a red frowny face. The red frowny face effectively in this case means that's going to either reflect on her or it's going to heal an enemy. You don't want to execute those. But I mean, this isn't the same thing, actually. Shit. That was a bad example because they both need it. Well, you'll be able to see it firsthand. Let's just quickly try this section. Oh yeah. Okay, well it's a reflect, and here's the trick. A reflection on her. It's not the end of the world because she is not in my party right now, so if she dies, it's not an issue. If you can't tell, they used some status attacks and lowered my attack and defense across my entire party, which is just swell. I really love it when they do that. You will find a lot of success in this game if you have experience in buffs and debuffs, because while my current party members aren't equipped with any, I definitely have people in the back burner who are basically entirely just there for buffs and debuffs, you're going to get a lot further in this game if you, for instance, know when to use Rakukaja, Sukukaja, Deikaja, you know, the SMT buffs, debuffs. Oh, this is a bad session. I should have looked before I gave up. That one really does matter. Okay. Yeah, well, let's start by casting a healing spell. So yeah, we just... Okay. So this is a special skill. If you see in the upper right hand corner, if you've seen a pulsating star and wonder what that means, that's my SP meter. I'm down to 3. Gonna launch this session. You might be questioning, saying, electricity is bad against both of them. Why does it say it's good? Because the session attack is always good, and it removes all weaknesses and resistances for the rest of the session. And they're usually pretty cool attacks, so I'm just gonna really try and do this and save some face here. No. Yes! Okay. See? We're not completely doomed. We can win this fight. Okay, now. Oh, he's weak to spear! Good. Sword. Oh no, yeah, that's just... Okay, the sword is just because of the special, but he's legitimately weak to spear. That's really good. So let's the business. I was gonna heal the Sabasa, but now... Oh, and... Heal everyone. Which summoned? Okay. So it's charmed. My defenses are back up, and I've healed everyone. Was it ice? Yeah, I'm saying that thing looks incredibly weak to ice. And spear. Apparently not bomb. Any other questions about what you're seeing, about some of my strategies, about the gameplay, about the enemies, about flow of battle, about the scope of the game, anything? I am here. Just gonna quickly bump this again. Just bump the tweet, get some more viewership, get those numbers, and I'm monetizing this. I don't think the Nintendo would let me get away with monetizing this. They'll let me get away with monetizing teams, and I've got to run complete edition. Not this. They okayed that joke. They saw that press release before it went out, the one joking about monetizing the monetization of teams by in-app jump purchases, and I've got to run complete edition on 3DS. They saw that press release. They sent it back with a thumbs up, so... But don't let it be said that Nintendo is above monetizing teens, or at least laughing at it. Someone on Twitter asked if this is just a giant escapism from monochrome. The answer is yes. Yeah, I should probably start using it for these because... Okay. I was gonna hit my maximum there. How do you feel this game compares with other SMT games in terms of being well an SMT game? So... Okay, I kind of got into this a little bit on RFM. So this is very much its own thing. Both Atlas and Nintendo are treating this as an original IP. However, in terms of SMT-ness, it's less dark. Less dark, less challenging. What's similar? It's also less challenging. This is akin to, let's say, a Persona 4? As opposed to an SMT4 Final. So the fact that this, or Apocalypse. So the fact that this and SMT4 Apocalypse came out right next to each other in Japan was really interesting back to back because this is very much an approachable RPG. This is like a gateway drug into SMT, into more hardcore JRPGs, and then I'll get some gameplay going. Oh hell no, I'm out. Fail. So it's something I would if this were in English, I would just hand my friends who are interested in RPG, and it is coming out in English in June. Just hand this to them, say, hey, you have a Wii U, just give this a try. It's not terribly tricky. It's got vibrant colors, it's got hilarious writing. You're going to see a lot of Twitter screenshots from people other than me when this game comes out over here. Oh, God, more text messages. Just like real life. I'm going to quickly restart the function. But, like, you're not running into a dungeon and getting your ass kicked immediately. You're not, like, resetting a boss battle 4 times until you get the right pattern. So none of that. Except for the super bosses, who are all optional, completely optional. They're a culmination of side quests. There are very good rewards for that, but I don't know. Do you have faith that a North American audience could play and enjoy this and think, hey, now I want to play some of the more hardcore SMT games? Yes! Yes. It is a great game. It is... If you liked Fire Emblem and like the Fire Emblem universe, and you see this game, and you're like, okay, I can deal with some SMT, and then you play through it, and you're like, hey, I really like the battle system. I really like the I really like some of the, I don't want to spoil, like character interactions, let's say. Yeah, you can find a lot of that in the SMT games. I think this would be a great gateway into that. Do I have faith that a North American audience exists? No. But I do have faith that they could, a potential one, could absolutely use this as a gateway either from SMT to Fire Emblem or Fire Emblem to SMT, and I think that Atlas and Nintendo and Intelligent Systems are all fully aware of that. I believe that is one of my nah, this isn't really as Japanese as the game can get. It's certainly set in a Japanese pop idol industry, which makes for some pretty dramatic visuals. Good questions. I think the latter is really interesting. Just like, can this be a gateway into the more hardcore SMT games as opposed to a gateway into like Persona, which is already like a gateway because it's dating sim and RPG. It's not RPG for like 40 to 60% of the game. Devil Survivor games are good bridge games. They bridge a lot of the core difficult SMT concepts with familiarized tropes like, you know, strategy RPGs, and Devil Survivor 2 has a social link system from Persona 4 or Persona 3. But no, yeah, I think this game would be a good sort of bridge into some of the more hardcore concepts, especially if you play it on normal, hard, expert, or I don't know what it's probably going to be like normal, extreme, risky, knowing SMT Western naming conventions. Quickly running through these, trying to run up through the difficulties again. Unfortunately, it does reset every time I leave. If anyone else has any questions, please feel free to ask. Oh, he appeared. Oh, there's one. So, Ibunroku. I assume that one was. Yeah.
畳みかけよう。
そうだな。
準備 OK だよ。大成功、みんなありがとう。
はい。Not only is this fun, because I'm, you know, going to talk about this game, and play this game, and engage with people on the internet, hashtag engage, hashtag brands, but also it's keeping my mind alert that I'm speaking in different languages that I'm reading, which you don't get to do every day. Oh, there we go. But going back to the SMT Fire Emblem thing, I would even recommend this to people who didn't like either of them. But I would recommend this to someone who hasn't experienced either one of them. So not only would that be a gateway to both, but it's got a really good standing on its own. Like, especially like I said, with the dungeons, the story, and a lot of the characters from writing, I think this game really does stand out. It is a massive shame that this game tanked laughably hard in Japan. I believe it's the second worst selling Wii U first party game, right after Wonderful 101. It sold worse than Wonderful 101. No, it sold better than 101. It sold worse than everything else in Japan. Is Barry, the blonde dude, a character usable in battle? No, but he is very instrumental to the story, and I don't necessarily want to say more. He will show up in battle contexts, but no, you can't add him to the party. I can quickly go in and showcase who I am talking about. Profile page. Yeah, Barry Goodman. Right here. Yes. I do appreciate the nice touch of getting everyone's sort of card. I'll quickly just page through and show you some of the character signatures. Toma, aka character I moved on from as soon as I could because he's a tank that's not good at being a tank. And that's not how I like to play games anyway. Kiria, Elinari Mizura, Namari Minamoto, Yasuhiro, Sabebi. And then, yeah. Maiko is your, like, I don't want to say too much about her. Like, if you read Japanese, like, there's her biography and there's, you know, spoiler content, but if you don't speak Japanese, I don't want to say too much about her story, but it's really interesting. She's your manager. And then, yeah, Barry Goodman is like the dance instructor, Rockstar, Reverse Otaku. And then Tiki is from Fire Emblem. She runs the Bloom Palace. I assume this is going with a very literal localization, actually, because it is Atlas localizing it with a really good supervision. and thing's been announced. Oh well. Why haven't we announced? And so and Alice localizes things pretty good at least, so I'm just gonna assume that they're not gonna change the name of that like Bloom Palace to be like, Radiant Garden. Actually, that's straight up a name of Kingdom Hearts. Now that I think about it. But Radiant Garden actually would be another name for it, but I guess Square Enix took it first. But yeah, no. Okay. Barry is pretty interesting. He goes through some character development that. Okay, yeah, okay, let's not use auto on these guys. We're a bit past auto. Yes, he's a very, very silly character, and he is the character written by Japan about the West, having a vague understanding of the West, and just not caring, and just making a funny character out of it. Question for the chat, how is my volume relative to the games? I know I set it to R lower when I start speaking, but I just want to make sure that you can hear both of us fairly clearly, because I'm not listening, because that would break all your ears. And I'll wait a couple seconds for others to come in. So have I really been streaming for like 50 minutes? I'm not even making progress in the game, and it's... Maybe it's the wrong one. It's fine. Okay. I'm not making progress, I'm losing track of time. See, it's really big. Should have age-gated this because I was gonna swear, but whatever. Awesome, both fine. Very glad. I don't stream very often, and I had to break out the capture box and set this all up. But I thought it would be fun sort of Saturday night, just me and 4 of my internet acquaintances, I guess, chilling and watching or playing some J-pop RPG. JPRPG. Oh, yeah, wrong button. Goods. Actually, I probably should have given some to Ibunroku, but... We're back at this. We're back at these guys. Yes, there we go. This is more like it. Okay, so now... Yeah, I think QD is really bad against these guys. Now the more I look at this. Agita. Sakunda. Boom.
次の仕事遅れそうだわ。呪いでどうにかする。
Agita was the best thing I've got going with her, unfortunately.
まだまだ。
Sorry for the clicking, just navigating over to hottwitter.com to see it. Okay. Oh! I didn't expect this. Hang on. Turn your volume up.
私もそう私と違うあなたが眩しい君もっとキュートに君もっとクールに君もっと違う輝きが欲しくなる君もっとくさぼり君好きよさま君私にない輝きが欲しくなる今すぐに Please give it to me
OK 始めよう。丁寧にな。
Okay, so like with the
俺だって
music attacks earlier, you occasionally get prompts to launch into a duo music attack. I guess here it is. I will remember it. I don't know why it's so unmemorable. But right there, Tsubasa-san had two options, one with Itsuki and one with Kiria. And I went with the one with Kiria because I thought it would be more visually entertaining. But those are also based on duets that they perform in the story. And I don't want to give too much information on the story because I think it's worth seeing, and I don't want to, and I explicitly build this as a stream without spoilers, unless you count gameplay footage a spoiler, in which case you wouldn't be watching this. But here's what we're gonna do now. If we escape, we still get those two still level up. There we go.
敵だ。不意打ちに気をつけろ。
Okay. So I'm gonna run out of this dungeon real quick. And I'll show you the Bloom Palette. Can you control when those duo attacks occur in battle? So the duo attacks, I assume you mean not no, duo attacks like I just did. Because that would make sense. So yes, the partner attacks there are very much if you have the right like session layout, like all the stars are aligned, it's the right person doing the right attack, and then a little bit of luck, then you get the prompt. For that one, it was hit the L button for the give me, or the R button for the I forget the name of the song, and I didn't quite read it in time. The one with Itsuki and Tsubasa-san. That's a newer one in the save file. So you trigger them, and there's a liberal, like, it's not like a QTE where it's just gonna go away. Like, for the duration of that session, you can choose your attack by hitting L or R, but then once you, once you do, you can, once it appears, you can choose whether or not to basically pop it, but it's usually beneficial to battle to do so. So, yeah, these are complicated menus. I'll just flip over to Itsuki, because his is very filled out. So these are the weapons I was telling you about, where you can create the new weapons and then sort of master them and get skills from them. By the way, Crom was not default a Master Lord. I expect him to be that with a Master Seal. He was just a Lord. Because that's in English for some reason. So, yeah, you fuse new weapons. A lot of these are like, have killed enemies. Sometimes it's like, have killed this story boss. So you can't get this weapon until you kill a story boss. Plus, get this, in this one specifically, this artifact from the most recent chapter, and then get some like fusion stars, basically. So the playable characters have magic powers. Is that explained? Like in Persona, they just used a persona to attack. It seems like they're doing, they do their own magic. The Mirage FE Sonas. I'm gonna have to ask you to clarify. Are you referring to the individuals like Itsuki and Tsubasa doing their own magic, or are you referring to the Fire Emblem character, like the Mirages doing their own magic? Because the Mirages one, like, whatever. Fire Emblem characters do magic, it's part of that universe. Every time that the person does the magic, you can see them, like, writing a signature in the air, which is how they're calling, like, Crom, or Shida, Kane, Saya. These are the Japanese names, of course. That's like what they're calling them through their sword, because the sword and like the lance and all that stuff, the items are technically being inhabited by the... Yeah, it's JRPG. They're being inhabited by the Mirages. So that's it. Yeah, this is how it works. Is you're leveraging. Oh, I'm gonna post that actually. I just need... I had 4 stars. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the normal person. I hope I gave you an acceptable answer. So yeah, that's called Carnage Unity, where you're essentially building up your weapons, and then there's Radiant Unity, where you're teaching new skills, again, like specific items plus stars, and then here's like Class Change, where you're respecing. I don't want to show all of these because some of the designs are really, really, really cool, and I don't want to spoil them for you. But for instance, I'll show you. This is another one that I could respec Crom into. This is not one of this is not even one of the cooler ones. I don't even want to enter the other menus just to even check, just because I don't want to give that away. I feel like that comes late enough in the game that it's worth holding out and getting surprised by some of the crazy cool designs. Although there is an art book, and the art book is gorgeous. So that was the Bloom Palace, which is like the Fire Emblem world through this door, like Narnia. But most of the game just takes place straight up in Shibuya. Here's like the entertainment idol office. The game also has achievements. Here's where you can check your achievements on the Wall of Fame. Just quickly mark some of these off real quick. Hurry up. Okay. The achievements pop off so much, and there's so many of these you just saw just paging through. You heal with soda from a vending machine, or like tea or coffee from a vending machine. So it's just 160 yen. And as you saw, I have over 1 million, so it's not really a big deal. And I can just straight up go to the streets of Shibuya and walk around. That's where a lot of this game takes place. Now loading. Yeah. I really like the art style thing of characters that you can't talk to walk around as colorful silhouettes, whereas other people, you can easily tell who might be worth talking to, and not have to, poke around and remember, oh yeah, he just says this one nonsense, because you can't even speak to him. There's Barry. The red one saying next, that's where I go ahead and progress the main storyline. Barry has his own side story, but I don't want to accept that just yet, because that's going to be pretty spoilery, I feel, even like visually. Just judging by where I am in the, in a relationship with Barry, so to speak. Try and get you up to... Oh, actually, no. Yeah, Shibuya 109 has become Shibuya 106 for reasons. Keep that door portal in your mind. Right now, we're about to go to the best mart. This is your shopping area in the game. The Hee Haw Mart, which is just straight up Anna dressed from Fire Emblem, dressed up as Jack Frost from SMT. This is the best thing, the best stupidest thing they could have done. I love it so much. None of these items, all these items are like early game, because later you unlock other Anna dressed as Black Frost. And I want to quickly let you hear that again. Yep, speaking like a true Jack Frost, or Black Frost in this case. Get that the whole. Yeah, just items, consumer goods, as it puts it. I don't really need any of them, but I can sell this. Yeah, I don't really use this because I've outgrown all of its items. It's like an early game Pokemon that doesn't update its selection. It's a bad example because Pokemon do update their selection, but regardless, pretend they don't for that analogy. Yeah, no, I just like seeing Anna dressed up as Jack Frost and Black Frost. So yeah, we go to the Shibuya 106. And I'll just finish this off by quickly showing you, guys, this was meant to be like 30-40 minutes. I apologize, it's gone to an hour. This is like what a dungeon looks like. Like a real dungeon. This is the dungeon that was shown off the last E3. It's the very first dungeon in the game, so if you're really trying to stray away from spoilers, now's the time to back off. Just quickly show off what a little bit of this dungeon looks like. This is a very basic dungeon design, but in this dungeon design, for instance, you can see the mannequins. I want to put the spotlight on the third mannequin, because that's going to cause the giant creepy empty dress to raise its right arm. And I can now climb through the dress to 5 visits, get up there. But since this is, again, the first dungeon, I am going to obliterate all of these fools. Goodbye. If you guys have any last questions, please feel free to ask. You can reach me on Twitter either way, but love to keep the conversation going if possible. If not, I understand. Where I am right now, it is 12:34 a.m. I'm getting sleepy. Give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'll call it.
Say!
Love fed fat soon turns to boredom. Donut create plush. Every dungeon has unique music. Yes, absolutely. I don't want to visit the other dungeons because every dungeon is super unique in design, in what you do, in just everything, and including the music and like theme. And I don't want to like spoil the gimmicks of the other dungeons, just the one that Nintendo of America's already shown. But rest assured, it's really cool. They're all really cool. Oh, good, we got one of these. Yeah, these are enemies that can't be defeated or really run away from. They move faster than you. So they got the advantage in that one. It's not really a big deal. Okay, that's a big deal. This is a new mechanic I haven't seen. Oh no. Oh no. What the fuck just happened? I'm in the first dungeon. Well, let's call it there. That was not what I expected. Yeah, that was... Okay, sure. RIP indeed. Thank you for watching. This has been 1 hour 19 minutes of footage that I'm glad it was archived to YouTube because I just lost all that save data. Genei Ibunroku is an SMT game, which means that when you get a game over, you can go back to the title screen. Thanks, everybody! And with that, I'm gonna go sign off into a puddle of tears. I hope you enjoyed watching. This will be published on YouTube almost immediately. Thanks again. Bye-bye.